guess what's new? Guess what's the news for today? No update really, but they just finally came out with a post. Not many people here. This base is still not fixing. Look at her slide across the ground. Still the same issues happening around. She's sliding, she's skating. But let's read the post here. They said, "Hi there, patch next week." So next week is going to be the patch, and with this patch is going to include a fix for this base. Now let's take a look to see how many people is in the server. It's not that many, so I could tell I'm in a whole different server right out the bat. But see, it's still laggy. It still has blue screens. I was playing a little bit last night. It lags as each person tries to come in here, try to connect to the space, but it still gives out blue screens. But you can stay in this space for a longer than before, longer than 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and the blue screens still happen, but they're going to try to get it fixed by next week. They said next week with the fixes of Zero District and new content. And now something I'm going to really start talking about here. Look at this. We're thinking of making a personal space with a Zero District style and some cool cyberpunk furniture and clothing. Is that a personal space that you would like to purchase, or would you prefer another style of space? Please vote and help us decide. So it's two options. You can vote for a Zero District personal space style or another style completely outside of that. There's only two options. Now, something I want to really just say to just be open. Why are they just now deciding to give us a voice? How come it took them a few years for them to decide to give us a voice and help us decide what we want to see with a personal space and just what we want to see in general? Because Life has been doing that for weeks and weeks. They have given us voices to decide what we want to see in the game, what kind of content we want to see in the game. Why is it just now taking them now? Why are they deciding to just now give us a voice by voting for what we want to see for the content? And one thing I don't want to see, I don't want to see another personal space. This is going to be the second personal space that they're going to be coming out with back to back. Now, if you're not aware, just to talk about it today, Juggernaut Games is already working on a personal space of their own. Let's scroll down, head over there to the Juggernaut page if you don't think it's true. They're already decided a own poll of their own, a voting poll of their own to decide between the next personals to decide what kind of personal space theme you want to see via Facebook from the Facebook page. You have the choice between a magic theme, elves theme, a pirates theme, or a steampunk theme. So that's two personal spaces. What about that goal that you guys talked about from the goals list that you guys just made from earlier in the year? You guys said you said public spaces, and in parentheses you have many more public spaces. And I know this just came out, so I'm not saying, oh, I'm expecting a whole nother public space right off the bat, but that's what you guys need to be thinking about. You guys are not following the goals, your list of goals that you guys wanted to see. Just because when you come out with this, now that this public space is out, this is what me and this guy is going to be doing. Running around. Oh, I didn't know you could get over there. That's brand new. You're going to come out, you're just going to be running around for minutes, non-stop minutes. See, just be chilling up here, riding around with the bikes and stuff like that. There's no activities here. No one's playing that light bike mini game. Like, just be honest. Like, you don't come here to play light bike because you already played it 2 weeks ago. There's nothing else on here to do. You just come on here to just run into a public space. You don't even know where the hangout spot is. You just ride around. I'm gonna bring on my light bike. See, you just ride around. You can get through the whole public space and just traversing through with this light bike. What you need to play the light bike mini game for? You're not gonna gain anything for it, you know. But this is too many personal spaces. It's way too many personal spaces. Now, let me go to the shop. Do we need more personal spaces? We don't. We already have way too many of them. There's too many personal spaces to count. Now, when we got the glowing furniture, now if you're gonna get the glowing furniture, you're probably gonna wait till that Zero District public space, personal space, not the public space, the Zero District personal space to come out with, so you could place your glowing furniture there. It might be a perfect fit there, but out of all the, if you got it already, I will place the furniture into the Clutterage because it has a darker theme and it's like a night cycle to it. Sure, you can put it in a night room, but it's not going to really stand out. You're going to really see it shine and glow. Get that glow on in the coverage estate. But it's just all these personal spaces that they're working on. It's just way too many. I'm sick of the personal spaces. I just have to say it. It's way too many. And even when they come out with a personal space, is it going to be an activity? Hey guys, are you guys going to ever add any sort of activity for these personal spaces? Or are we just going to just be decorating nonstop? Just hoping and that's going to be your only activity. They're so limited. Like, even if we get a chance to, we got to finally get a chance to pick and decide a theme for a personal space, or what kind of thing we want to see for the spaces in general. It's too late for that. We don't need any more personal spaces. You guys have to think about some other ideas to keep people playing. Because it's just going to keep getting boring and boring and boring. Because once you go to the woodland, you're not going back to these same personal spaces that you decorated. I want to ask you guys that. If for people who like to decorate out there, well, it's slowing down. It's starting to crash a little bit. I'm going to get off this bike. But I wouldn't be surprised if it blue screens. But my question is like, when you get these personal spaces, are you going to go back to the same personal spaces that you bought recently? Are you going back to the greenhouse to put those new decorations in? Are you going to go back and revisit them? You're just going to go where what's new. You're going to go where what's currently new for a personal space, and then you're never going to go back there. You're hardly ever going to go back there. You're going to host events in the newer personal spaces. You're not going to host events in the older personal spaces. That's why I don't see any worth of getting the personal spaces right off the bat, unless they have like activities, stuff that you can't do and really necessarily get into like compared to the public spaces. That's why I see an issue. There's way too many of them. We need to take a break from those. We need a break from personal spaces. And if they're gonna really just keep doing them, and you're gonna buy them and be interested in them, you want some activities besides just decorating over and over. That's just boring, and I don't even see any fun with that. And I spend most of my time. I say this: I spend 95% of my time in a public space and 5% in a personal space. What am I doing at a personal space? I'm going to events. That's the only reason why the only reason why you'll probably catch me there. Or I'm checking it out for the first time just to see what it looks like. But other than that, I'm not going there. You're going to find me in a public space more than likely, because there's no activities there. You're going to give someone a tour and show someone what the personal space looks like if they have not gotten a chance to see it. You're not going to just be doing anything here. And I can't even find these guys. This is only one person I've seen. You don't even know where they are. You just be running around forever. This place doesn't even have a hangout spot. You're just running around. But I just want more. But those are only the news. That's the latest news so far. So now we're going to just have to wait till next week and see what's going to be the new content. The new content is a personal space guarantee, and then just both faces. And then maybe they'll slide in another shop. That's my prediction of next week's content, next week's patch. But will I be on here in this public space? Nah, I'm not. I was tempted to stream it, but I was like, I don't want to stay. I don't want to come on here and then just realize, hey, well, the public space is not even fixed. The public space is not even fixed at all, so I don't want to even bother trying to do a stream for it when I know it's not going to be functional. And then there's less people that can only come into the server. The servers needs to be upgraded. There's so much needs to be done to this game. And people who say that they like this space, yeah, it looks good and it might be huge and stuff like that. Some of the text and everything like that is blurry and not even finished. This is not really necessarily a finished public space. For example, see, like this, all the words, you can't even read the signs. Are they going to fix this? Are they going to polish this right away? And that's what I think. This is just some signs that you could really pick up, and notice that, hey, they came out with this too fast. You can't even go into these places. They need to really. This could be This could be even better. But yeah, it is. It's a nice looking space, and it has the best music. The music is great and all. They need to open up these shops so we can go in there and explore. So we can buy some food. We can get some food. We can get something for our avatars and make it more lively. Instead of just being all groaning zombies with the straightest face ever with no life. It's like our avatars are not even excited to even be played with. See what I'm saying? Look, controlling this guy. He not even trying to be here. And I'm speaking for him because I didn't have to say an avatar for a while. Look, see, and things like this. This is just more evidence that it just shows that it was rushed. And then look at this. You can't even read all this. What can I see this? It says me MNG. I can't even see that. And then when I was trying to stream this, it says ensure yourself. I think it says that. I don't know what it says. This looks like a gun shop. Purification. Look, Purificator. MK2. This is like a gun shop and stuff. You should be able to buy some little weapons. See how people run around with weapons in there with their avatars, with Uzis and handguns and stuff like that, machine guns and etc. They could do that. But every time I come here, I notice the space has been out for a few days. Just to wrap up here, this space has been out for a few days. I don't see a single person come here. They'll spawn and load in here. They don't walk up to the light bike because they know it's not new. See these shots like this? See the food and stuff like that. All this stuff, you can't read all this. It's all blurry. And I'm gonna throw it out there. It's just like that game APB Reloaded. When I was playing it, it was like the textures and the graphics weren't even fully loaded in. It was like something wrong with it. See, and most of these guys are running around. You have to get lucky enough to find them. You should be on the scavenger hunt trying to find where your friends at. You have to wait for them to get in one after another to get together so y'all can move at the same pace. You be running around here just trying to play hide and seek here. But the music is great. I don't even know where the rest of these users are, but that's just the news. But you guys can head over there and vote via Facebook from Nebula Realms on Facebook.com/Nebula Realms, or you can head over to Juggernaut Games to cast your votes. But I'm not voting. I'm not, just like I said, I'm not interested in voting any personal spaces because that's not what I want to see. I want more spaces like this. They need to, this place can be opened up and needs to be evolved because all these closed doors, blurry text and stuff like that, it doesn't even seem like it's a finished space. Henry's Barbecue. See, you could sort of kind of read that, but I'm not even going to be on here. And I'm hoping that they fix it. Maybe I'll come on here during the weekend just for a little while and then just to be ready to go. But I feel like I got lucky that it didn't crash because it's still not fixed even after all this time. They need to get on here and fix stuff, fix these issues, stop coming out with all this new content and fix those problems that need to be fixed with the current things that you have added, that you recently added to this game, so you're not piling up stuff and then the PC graphics and the graphical changes just shows that it's going to be a major slowdown. How are you guys working on Lastly, how are you guys working on the graphics update when you guys are still working on personal spaces and trying to fix all these problems? How are you guys working on a PC release where you guys are so focused on getting Super Kickers League so quickly out earlier in the year? It just shows where your attention lies. And then you guys are not even consistent when you guys come out with posts and don't even communicate properly. And now y'all want to come out with posts to give us a voice all of a sudden? I just don't think that's right. Y'all should have been doing that from the get-go. And then we don't even get any sort of individual support when you have questions and concerns and, you know, you want to see something individually. Where can I go for all that? I'm just going to have to get lucky and hope to find a friendly user on here who most likely won't answer a question, or a moderator that has a rare occurrence of an appearance to come on here to get a question answered right off the bat, and hope that they don't ignore me or they won't disappear or run away from me.